This is part two. So we see that they come in with their bull. And when they come in with their bull and think that they rule the whole world using their money, and all must suffer while they eat shrimp and you eat doo doo. You know what I'm saying? So all must pay for their crimes. It doesn't matter whether you're rich or poor. If you commit the crime, then you must stand for the time as the same for all. No one is above the law. You know what I'm saying? That protects the United States as a whole. You know what I'm saying? For all citizens. That's a very important understanding that we must come to. You know what I'm saying? That protects all citizens. So we're watching the confusion and we see the mess. Matter of fact, I've been seeing the mess since going back to the late 60s going into the 70s. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? That protects all citizens on our soil. No more old time religion. You know what I'm saying? No more, no more. Nobody wants to hear that garbage crap. You know what I'm saying? You know, we need straight hardcore truths and facts that's going to do and liberate the people in America as a whole, that they may be being able to enjoy the fruits of the labor. You know what I'm saying? No more hiding behind that at all. You know what I'm saying? Some old bullshit, all time garbage, and the people receive nothing out of it except that in which is taken from them. You know what I'm saying? To where, you know what I'm saying, them that stand for the truth and right, that speak out, is called crazy. By crazy people who are crazy. You know what I'm saying? But they calling somebody crazy for real. We see the bullshit. You know, crazy will always side with crazy, and that's a fact. You know what I'm saying? And believing everything that the wicked say because they want to be. You know what I'm saying? And when a person is an idiot and always want to be rather than be who you are, they're gonna run down that road. So expect that and trust no one. That's a fact coming from point blank. You know what I'm saying? So they will always believe the wicked and what they say, and that's a fact. We must not allow this to be our words coming from a bunch of banana birds. You know what I mean? We speak out without fear. You know what I'm saying? We speak out without fear. A new broom sweeps clean, but the old broom knows the corner. You know what I'm saying? So young bloods have no fear. They must not have no fear, for we must work together. And they still live in the same house as they work together. Put the nonsense out. You know what I'm saying? We ain't not rubbing up. You know what I'm saying? We must work together. You know what I'm saying? The setup has been played. Now we see there's no way out but theirs. You know what I'm saying? There, you can, you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean. I don't have to get into all of that. Who has truly looked, who has truly looked deeper, you know what I mean, to what took place, but they can tell you, you know what I'm saying, what they say. That's a fact. No true research, but there's no true research that I heard from anyone basically talking to on the streets that I was looking for, hoping that I could find that. You know what I'm saying? Research is not based on other people. It's based on the research that you do. Anytime you run in and jumping like a chicken just because somebody says something means that you have not really done those research, or you have not even really sure whether or not it's true or not. You know what I'm saying? And there's a lot of that running around on Long Island, especially on the East End. You know what I'm saying? But those type of people always say, "You crazy," looking like a fuck. You know what I mean? But anyway, before I go in too passionate, you know what I'm saying? Who has done research? You know what I'm saying? But they could always tell you what they say. You know what I'm saying? The only research I see is theirs. So to me, who the cap fit, let them wear it. You know what I mean? For they keep uh us, you know what I'm saying, on the line. You know what I'm saying? Because they keep the use in a they keep in other words, what I'm trying to say, you know what I'm saying, who the cap fit, wear it, because the demon Democrats always keeps us in a rat race. You know what I'm saying? You got the dog race, the horse race, the cat race, and you even got a human race. Everybody don't seem to see that when it should not be that way. You know what I'm saying? So, they keep us in a whole lot of garbage that we should not be in. You know what I mean? A whole rat race. While they feed. You know what I'm saying? While they feed on us. They wouldn't have gotten where they are today if it wasn't for us. So wake up. We see the earth crisis that's going on now. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? It has come full circle. It has come full circle. Cloning cats to have dogs, human things breeding hogs, you know, on the moon in search of aliens. You know what I'm saying? Human things, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, breeding, you know what I'm saying? We must pay attention now more than ever. You know what I'm saying? Now, that's a fact. And point motherfucking black. This is BBN, point black. That's the news and media comments. You know what I'm saying? I see now on News 12, we got my man, Mosif or whatever his name is, saying it wasn't fast enough. You know what I'm saying? But where's the ones, you know what I'm saying, who is it close enough? In other words, what Mosif was saying, it wasn't fast enough, you know what I'm saying, that it came out to the point where it didn't reach fast enough to across, I guess, New York and different places on certain things. And another, because the way I look at it, he's saying it's not fast enough. But I'll say this to whoever his name is, Monif up there with a cue ball. He looked like he come from Russia or somewhere else. Don't even look like he from this country at all. And I notice in our medical field, there's a lot of people that comes on TV telling us what to do that are not from this country, either Russia, Germany, or China. And that's my point. And I don't get it. Where's the American doctors and the people stepping up? I should be seeing more of them. You know what I mean? Because I don't understand what's going on. You know what I mean? Up there seems to be a lot of stuff going on that should not be going on in our medical field, and that's point black. You know what I'm saying? Because I'll say this to Monif though, you know, you know, where one door is closed, it seems like another one is open. So we go around and around. You know what I mean? Around and around we go. And with each go, there comes a new around, and so on. You get the picture. Because every time you go around, there's going to come another round, and so on. You know what I'm saying? So we have to start paying more close attention to these things. You know what I mean? Even when it comes to the freedom that we have, because Comer's the one that set us up to the point where, he jerked off a lot of our freedoms, you know what I'm saying, based on using this trick or whatever trickery thing that was going on with, to use that to be able to corner people into a box. You know what I'm saying? In his Luciferian trickery game. And now he don't care, and he's still running with it, and he needs to be removed. We need new blood in there, and it should be in the Republican. Time for New York to go back to Republican and get rid of these banana boat fruit bowls that's running around, these loose cannons. You know what I'm saying? So we've got to wake up as to, what's going on. And then now he's saying there's only certain gatherings and certain things and this and that, but outside is the best place, especially in the summertime. Now you even want to control what we gonna do next. Play skip to the loo, my darling, while we jump ropes with this clown. You know what I mean? Instead of doing real research, you know what I'm saying? Outside is the best place to be, But we see there's a certain A factor of control even outside, you know. Like we children, there's a certain factor about outside that's going on now, So how is this, acceptable to research? Acceptable to research? I don't see that because something ain't sounding right. It sounds like they know they got a bunch of clowns. They're using the media to shut everybody down, and nobody can say anything. So they're stroking the backs of the clowns who say you crazy to other people while you're mentioning truths and rights to their heads because they don't care. They're suicidal and they're crazy. So take that and shove it up. Where the sun really don't shine. Because that's the way I feel about all these clowns that they bred it in the last few years that is doing some of these craziest things I've ever seen with no love for humanity at all. They say, but it's not true. And I trust no one. Point Black stands alone. You know what I mean? Nobody has done acceptable true research as to what will, what will not happen. This is what Anthony Bugbachi the Weasel and Como have done to us in New York. Set us up. Anytime Pharaoh said it best. Anytime they're gonna do some kind of trickery, garbage, or anything, you could expect two places for that to happen. And I thank Pharaoh for this one. This goes out to young Pharaoh. You know what I'm saying? He said it'd either be New York or California. If you're expecting any trickery or game or garbage to go on, you could expect it to happen in New York and California. You know what I'm saying? And I don't respect that in any shape or form because New York shouldn't be on the list, especially as an epic center. So we've got to start looking at this thing more clearly. Facts and point black. You know what I'm saying? I see the leading House Republicans has called out Biden. They have called out good old Joe Clark Biden. Joe Biden, whatever his name is. You know what I'm saying? They have called out the Biden administration for its, I think, dangerous politicizing of military, calling it dangerous. You know what I'm saying? For them politicizing, or I guess they call it, political, 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 politicizing of the military, calling it dangerous. You know what I'm saying? And saying it must stop with Biden. Now, this is what I call a loose cannon. Anytime you politicize military bull, you know what I'm saying, and calling, you politicizing it, you was in the U.S. military, to me, it is dangerous, very dangerous. You know what I'm saying? And I think a lot of the senators and different people are saying this must stop. You know what I'm saying? Now this is, like I said, this is what I call a loose cannon. And that he is crazy Luciferian nut. Now we see. I mean, now we are hearing things going on in the military. That's not making any sense. Not making any sense. You know what I'm saying? That do not sound right. But it's alleged accusations or facts. You know what I'm saying? But it's time to clean it up. It's time to clean it up. You know what I'm saying? There's too many loose cannons running around in our country today. And we need to do something about that because if we don't have, you know what I'm saying, it just doesn't make sense. There's too many loose cannons running around here. You know what I'm saying? And and place in places where we do not need it to fall apart. We got too many loose cannons running around in places we do not need right now to be falling apart. It is our U.S. military, and we need it to stand for what it is, even though it has been deeply corrupted for over many, many years. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? What I'm hearing, you know, is like the demon Democrats' long arms of the bull, alleged, but seems to have a trend going on these days. You know, it needs to be an investigation. You know what I'm saying? To me, it needs to be an investigation as a whole because something don't seem right that you should have this kind of conduct going on. Doesn't make sense at all. So we need an investigation. You know what I'm saying? So I guess somebody was telling that the investigation needs to go on because they told Congress about a cultural, what do you call it? A culture of fear that led to a lot of things happening. A culture of fear that prevented victims from, reporting serious crimes, including sexual abuse. For real, sexual abuse in the military. I wonder what kind. hmm Because there's been a lot of involvement forcing into the military, certain groups coming in. So we have to look at this. But they were saying that sexual abuse on the base, out of 45,000 U.S. Army troops, found a breakdown or fall in leadership failure in widespread crimes, even amongst the NCOs. They moved them, and relieved them of command after a string of crimes alleged, but could be facts. 25 deaths, including the murder of specialist Vanessa Gillen, uh, Gillen, yeah, Special Officer Gillen. This is unacceptable, and needs to be investigated at its highest level because it's inside our military. You know what I'm saying? So we got to come to grips and get that straightened out. Because it doesn't sound right that 45,000 troops could find that are commanded inside the military barracks itself. That there's a lot of corruption, sexual crime, all kinds of garbage going on. Sexual abuse in the military. That's very weird. You know what I mean? Very, very weird. I'm wondering if they did it on the battlefield. Probably did. I mean, do it, carrying on. I mean, let's straighten this out and let's clean this up. It needs to be investigated on the highest level, and all involved need to be prosecuted because nobody should be above the law. It seems like the even Democrats have reached very wide and far, and we need to pay attention to that. You know what I mean? We need to pay attention to that. Very important. You know what I'm saying? Now we see Trump is tearing into Biden over the brewing of the immigration crisis that that he helped create long before Trump was president. He had 8 years, 45 million, 47 years before that to rhyme this up. You know what I'm saying? But I see Trump is cutting into him for this. You know what I'm saying? If you ask me, they're the ones who set it up, and he knows it. That's the problem. Releasing immigrants into our country, saying that he released some people into our country that were tested positive for COVID-19 since his inauguration. He'd been releasing these people into our community, and then he reinstituted the catch and release. You know what I'm saying? Catch and release, and stop the construction of the wall. Now, why would you stop catch and release? If a person commit a crime, it don't matter what country they're in. If they commit a crime, nobody's above the law, and they should be prosecuted based on their crimes. And there should be justice for the victims. Even though you can't replace life, but you cannot have these people coming in. And then he also allowing sanctuary cities again. But if any of us as Americans was to do some kind of crime like what they do, hey, where would we run? To what sanctuary city? Is there a sanctuary city for regular Americans if we commit a heinous crime? I mean, it doesn't make sense that you're doing this in our country, in our face. It's blatant disrespect to the American taxpayers and the people as a whole to let these people come in, force their will, come in with guns, drugs, gangs, and be shooting and killing common Americans. So you using them against us to flush regular Americans out and say, screw y'all? While they take away the jobs, they take away everything. You don't give us no loans. You don't make sure we have good housing. Section 8 barely even help a person like me. I've been to Section 8 many times asking them to help me, but every time I turn around, every other immigrant or every other person who got AIDS or something gets help with their rent. And I'm struggling from dirt in a rent situation of an area like Long Island where the rent is almost $3,000 a month. If you find something for $800, there might be a doghouse, and they still might want, 2 times the security and rent. I mean, 2 times the security and rent. You know what I'm saying? They're not looking out for us anymore, and they screwed us over big time. And I want my Section 8. If everybody else could come in this country, get Section 8, Social Security, you go inside the Social Security office, all type of foreigners, and they get in Social Security. You know what I'm saying? I'm damn near 60 years old. I go there and they turn me down, even though my back it has been thrown out 2 or 3 times. They cannot really do it because of the different injuries I sustained. So where's my relief or help on anything to do with this? It goes to show you that Point Black is right. Biden incites the immigration. He actually incited the migration by saying before he even took office and while he was campaigning even with Obama in on his own, he was already telling the people, if when I get in 100 days, he will let them in and give them legalization, and this caused them to migrate to the border because he promised them something that he knew he wasn't going to be able to keep. Now, why did he do that? I'm going to tell you why he did that. Is a simple trick, and any Americans need to wake up. You know what I'm saying? They sit around in each other's business, all up your coonie hole and your bum hole. You know what I'm saying? Even in these apartment accounts, and they do a bunch of garbage, and you can't get no sense out of them because they must like it. But the reason why he did that is when those people heard this that were already living in America, that he was going to let all these people come in and reunite with their families. Of course, they ran to vote for him, so they could have all their friends and family come over here and turn this whole place into South America as well. Bringing in coyote, crime, drugs, all kinds of garbage that's going to end up in you and I neighborhood And even their neighborhood, the Spanish people that were already here and been here for years, is going to end up in their neighborhood too. Because I don't see where they're going to make special. If they cut out any special land or any special place for them, they have fucked us over, because they should have did that and should have continued to do so and give us good housing. You know what I'm saying? And everybody in America should be able to have been already on their way to buy their first home. But what Biden them did is they stroked their back for years. So when they saw Biden running for election, he told them he's going to let them come over here and so on and so on. Come on down to the border. My first 100 days, I'm letting you in. All the Latinos and Spanish people that were already living here in America, that had family that was living over there, jumped and ran and voted for Biden, even though they were not sure of his wicked Luciferian ways. They even still went and voted for him anyway, so their family members can come. That's the oldest trick in the book. And then when that happened, he blamed Trump when Trump won. He blamed Trump even when he was running. He blamed Trump even when he beat Hillary. They were still blaming Trump even when he was in office, saying that when Trump came in and Trump said, wait a minute, too many people is rushing the border. You got them in cages. They're living in bad conditions. Let me go down there and straighten this thing out. When Trump touched it, the blame landed on Trump. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. The blame landed on Trump. But what he was doing was stroking the back of not the Latino people coming from South America on the DACA dream, or the dream that they could come into this country. He was using them to spike the ones that were already here living to vote for him. Mm-hmm. Once that happened, now, and he won and he's in office, now he shuts the border and create a humanitarian crisis, as you see on Channel 12 News, as to what's going on. So we must be more wise in our ways and more strong, and understand that we must start looking at situations beyond the garbage of being in each other's mouth, face, and business. Especially, excuse me, like some dumb niggas do, but especially some of these crackers. Because they're going to find themselves in a place that they don't want to be one day if they continue down this road, and you're not going to like that. But they live kind of suicidal anyway, so we expect that out of them. But we need them to straighten out, you see, and get real. So this is Point Black saying, let's look into these things. Let's do some research. Let's get to digging. This is school days. Let's get back to our education as grown folks, and let's lead the way for our babies and children, grandparents, and those that shall live on long after your banana boat in the walls, under the closet, line up for me to hear what I say. Do your dumb crap. So this is Point Black saying, may the mother be thy God. Hey, we don't praise no S-O-N. We praise the S-U-N. So fire that bomber cloud, whoever you follow, and follow. Yes, this is not for them. This is the S, not for the S-O-N, but the S-U-N. And the glory of the mother, and before it come from her womb, blessed heaven that I come forward. I say one. This is Point Black, PBNN, Point Black, National News. The latest edition.